Now, since they're selling that same bullshit pipe dream, the American dream, and make no mistake about it, this country has the best human rights, civil rights, system of government, but it's all been corrupted. All of it, all of it, all of it. We've all gone through the corruption. We've all experienced it. Some of us have, some of y'all live there. Corruption is everywhere. But my thing was, all I said was, kids' lives matter. And I want to make this clear. When I say I'm not down with Black Lives Matter, I'm not down with White Lives Matter either. I'm not down with all lives. Well, all lives matter. I like that, but I don't like the concept behind the principle behind it, trying to negate Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was a beautiful concept. The concept was beautiful. The idea of it and what it stood for, what it was supposed to do, was fantastic. The problem is, I knew they wasn't going to do that because I didn't see nobody brushing up on no financial literacy. They was all about, selling the dream, the principles, the ideals. That's fantastic. But then when they got their hands on all that money, and I'm not hating on them, I was happy. I was like, great, but I didn't donate because I know how niggas in the hood do. Like, you gotta be a really, really honorable person to get control of all them millions and millions of dollars they got after George Floyd. I was happy for them and I wanted to see them follow through, but I knew they wasn't going to. Because I know how niggas, you know why? Because all they kept talking about was, we need money, but you didn't hear them saying, you know what? We're meeting with some financial planners and this and that. No, it was always about the philosophy. It was always about the appeal to emotion. It was always about race, race, race. But now you done got all of these millions and millions of dollars from different people, American, foreign, corporations, just regular mom and pop people, regular people on the street, poor, rich, everything in between. And you're still talking about race, race, race. You just saw all of the races come together and give money for George Floyd. You understand? And then after that, they started going on vacation. I knew right there, oh no, here comes some niggas in the hood doing some hood shit. Instead of buckling down and meeting with financial planners and learning about financial literacy and, tax codes and how to make sure that they, distribute this money back in the community. And where is it? Here's the funny part. They love talking to people, very ready to reach out to you if you want to give money. But when you ask questions about where's that money going, then all of a sudden it's racist. Get the fuck out of here. Every race, every religion gave to them. That's why I'm not down with Black Lives Matter. Not because I didn't think it was beautiful, but because they didn't execute it. The corruption crept in immediately. Immediately. When motherfuckers want to talk to you to get money, but then don't want to talk to you about where that money going, corruption. But I'm not down with White Lives Matter either. I'm not down with All Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, none of that. You know why? Because kids' lives matter. We're all kids before we identify ourselves as anything else. We are all children. You take all them children when they born and put them in a doggone playpen together, and you ain't gonna see nobody talking about no trans lives matter, Black lives matter. Them kids just play together. That's what they did before they taught all of that divisive shit to divide up into these different little tribal groups, just like they did in Africa. You see how well that worked for Africa, right? Huh? And now we're supposed to be tribal groups, and this is supposed to be the American. No, it's not. It's the lawless way. It's the brainwashed, trainwashed way, and it's not the American way. How do I know? Look to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. None of that shit y'all doing in the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Say you got the right to attack people if you don't agree with what they say, or like literally try to tell them, yeah, you know what? I want freedom of speech, and accept everybody except you, and you gotta go. And that goes for the black and white extremists too, because guess what? Their kids' lives matter too. I don't give a fuck about them, the KKK or the gangbangers, the black gangbangers, or the white KKK, or the white no disrespect to none of them, but I'm just saying, I care about their kids too. You know why? People immediately look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, because they don't have long-range vision. You know why? Because regardless to whether you feel that their philosophy is wrong or not, you have to try to find some kind of common ground for peaceful purposes so everybody's kids can live in peace. Otherwise, they'll be teaching their kids war. and folks over here will be teaching their kids race and war, and then what happens? Eventually, those kids become a part of that war. So when you reach out to somebody, even an extremist, and say, "Listen to me, I don't agree with your philosophy. I know you don't like me or things about me, and there's things about y'all that I don't like, and I'll be honest about that. But I believe all kids' lives need to be safe, including yours." That's an area that someone can find common ground to respect that. Maybe you can find some other common ground just for peace purposes and say, listen, we can agree to disagree. I disagree with your things that how y'all operate and things y'all do as grown folks, but I believe your kids should be safe right along with mine, and let's work towards that. Even if we don't agree on anything else, let's work towards that, and that could be the beginning of perhaps finding other common ground. See? Y'all don't think about that, huh? Because if you don't say that their kids' lives matter and their kids need to be safe too, then they will continue to teach their kids war on our kids. And our kids being taught war on their kids. And so that's counterproductive. Nah, all kids' lives matter. If you come from that perspective, then you got something common that we can all work a common, not corrupt framework that we can work on together, a point and a purpose we can work on together to keep all kids safe. That's why I say kids' lives matter and fuck Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, and all the rest of that. Not trying to say I disrespect any of y'all organizations. I don't want to smoke with none of y'all. I know y'all crazy. The black gangbangers in Chicago, or the people who do what they do down at the border. You know, the MMs and you know, or the white supremacists in the Pacific Midwest and shit like that, or the KKK down south. I ain't disrespecting none of y'all. What I'm saying is, I'm not down with any of that. I'm down with all kids' lives matter, including y'all kids. That's my point. Now you see, there you go. Now let's see who the hell want to come on down and tell me I'm wrong. All kids' lives don't matter. That's why we done had war going on forever. Besides the fact that the Africans were stupid enough to sell my people over here. You know, when the white man came knocking with guns, rum, and trade. You know, gave them rum to get them drunk, guns to fight each other, and then they traded with the white man who then raped Africa and took all of the doggone resources, and then after they finished getting them drunk and took everything, they stepped off, the economies collapsed and all that slave shit, and they, what happened? Can you give us our stuff back? You know, let's not forget that. Yeah, what? You want the people back that you sent over here, your own people that you traded for guns, rum, and trade? Huh? To be slaves? Get out of here with that washed up mentality. Any economy that was based on slave labor is bound to fail. The descendants of the slave breeding programs, educational tutorials have begun. That's right, because what do? They go to crime after they're free. What, you didn't pay attention? You don't pay attention to behavior patterns. I do. I'll educate y'all. Let's see who want to step the fuck up with their low IQ shit and they educationally failing them, their kids, on and on for generations, and try to tell me we all the same. Miss me with the bullshit.